Hello, welcome to episode 6 of the Map DevLog series. What have we called it? Chapter 1 almost done. And not far off, I'd say almost. Depends how much time I get to work on it. What have I been up to? I've added this YouTube head. So now when people come along, they can see the channel, command block tutorials, datapack tutorials, or I'll record a devlog. Well, I am recording a devlog, I'm doing it right now. And that'll be a link to that playlist, or I'll do a walkthrough as well that people can go to. Never know, might generate some views. I've got my admin book, so I can teleport to places, reset the map or the data. I can turn on places ticking or off ticking for testing, and I can give myself some items for testing as well. I might add a few more things in here, like setting the initial state of each place. I'm thinking what's the best way to go through and have a look at what I've done. I suppose I could just walk through it. Be sort of like spoilers. I have added a check to the journal. Now, before it adds an entry, it checks to make sure the entry is already in the journal. No point in updating if it's not. And what else have I done? I've added an unstuck trigger. Trigger unstuck. Now, pretty much it just teleports you to the place you're in. So I'm in the lobby at the moment. It just teleports me to the lobby. When I start the map, it will then set the area to the office. And now if I did trigger unstuck, it's going to teleport me to the office. For most places, when I arrive using the map, it changes the unstuck location. And that's probably going to work for 99% of places. But you might have something where maybe a location gets destroyed, or they're stuck in a room. And if they do unstuck, you obviously don't want them to leave the room. And we can always just easily add an extra edge case there. That dinging sound whenever the journal updates. So we've got journal updated. You've been given a journal. It now has an option, so you can turn off the dinging sound, or you can turn off the actual update messages. Up to you. We might as well just play through a bit as well. Let's have a look at the... Well, it's hard to call this a puzzle dependency chart now because it's doing a bit more than just puzzle dependency. Aggie suggested that I do dialogue dependency chart, and I did. I kept it separate, and I thought, hang on, it's just going to tie into the puzzles so much that I might as well put them together. So we've got the pink block boxes. These are dialogues and how dialogues interact with each other. So there's one up there, there's one down here, and the yellow ones are sort of puzzles and rooms. It makes it very easy to see. Well, I say easy. If you look at it like this and you've got no idea, it's just like, what a mess. But for me, it's very easy to see what's happening. I can follow through things. I can see what the lantern is needed for. I can see here, for instance, where I'm updating the journal. So I come into unlock the caves. I come into caves. It says caves at the top there. When I come to the caves, I could talk to Brenda, or I could try to open the door. If I try to open the door, it's going to add journal entry number 10, which basically says the door is shut. I better look around for someone to see if they can help. But if I come and talk to Brenda first, then I've already found the person that can help, so there's no point updating that message. So that's what that dotted line is telling me. It's telling me if you come in here and speak to Brenda, then just disable this. I've got another one up here as well. I realised when I was making this, and it's pretty obvious really, but this made it very easy to spot, that when you go to the museum, you don't have to speak to Dr. Muchin or Bruno. You could just go straight up and get the ticket stub. But Dr. Muchin, he gives me a clue saying I should look around the museum for clues. Now, if I've already collected the ticket stub, which is this one down here, there's no point saying I should look around the museum for clues, because that's going to confuse the player. They're going to be... Well, it's telling me to look around the museum. There must be something else. I found the ticket, but there must be something else. There isn't. So now if I find the ticket first, in fact, it's not a ticket stub anymore. It is a ticket. So I think I changed that name there as well. So now if I find the ticket before I speak to him, he's not going to update the journal because we've got this little dotted line. That means don't do that. But we can see what happens. We unlock the museum. We can go talk to Bruno. We can talk to Dr. Muchin. We can see how Bruno and Muchin's sort of dialogue interacts with each other, what they're doing. And we can just follow the path all the way through. So chapter 1, I'm going to say, which is just why I came here originally, was just to say, where does chapter 1 end? All of this stuff, it sort of all expands out, and then it all shrinks down to this, enter warehouse. Okay, so that is the only path through here. Enter the warehouse. So I think entering the warehouse, well, this is enter warehouse 13. I think the map, or not the map will end, but chapter 1 will probably end when I get to warehouse 12. Let's turn on this computer and let's get our email. Okay, so we've got a new location. Let's go off to the museum. Now, the reason why that warning, it's very easy to break the map by doing things out of sequence. That shows up if a player, so you'd be in adventure mode, and then if the player switches to creative, it's very easy to break the map. But, you know, I don't want to stop people. If they want to play in creative, up to them. So I give them an admin book. They can get the admin book if they want. The reason why it shows up when I change maps, because at the moment, if we go all the way down to teleport player, you can see that the map, after traveling, it's setting me into creative. When I obviously release this, it will set me into adventure and that message won't pop up anymore. But for testing, I don't want to keep having to set myself back to creative to fly around. Right. Oh, hello. There's Bruno, the security guard. I'm Dr. Muchin right now. Dr. Muchin is very slow. He takes a long time to walk to the back room. This is the only place where you'll get along. Should I remove these little wandering traders? This is the only place where you're going to get a long walk, because it is a bit slow, but it's just a little bit of story as we walk along, and we can have a look around. Ooh, look at the big place. I've been waffling on for so long. Bruno's going for a runner. He starts just where he was then, and he walks around the whole sort of museum. He goes up there as well. Now, come on, Dr. Muchin, be a bit quicker, because I have to speak to Bruno after I've spoken to you, and I don't want him to run off. He's going to run off. Now, sorry for being so slow. I'm an old man. Okay. Come on, then. Come and have a look at the... Here. The crystal skull is missing. Look around as much as you need. Here comes Bruno. But if I look at my journal, you know the case already, I should go to the museum and talk to Muchin. It still says that. That's because he's got more to say. So I left it there. So if someone goes, I'm really stuck, they're going to look and say, talk to Dr. Muchin. Well, I'm sure I've done that. Well, I'll do it again. And I should look around for clues. Okay, let's... Now, he should stop when he gets close to me. Yeah, he waits for me. That's nice. Okay, so let's... I see you trying to sneak out. Look at him. Hey. Let's get the clue. Okay, now we got another case. Still got that one because I still need to talk to Dr. Muchin. Ticket I found in the office of some K's not too far away. I know where they are. Location unlocked. Great. What's he going to say? Dr. Muchin has more to say. Okay. Don't run. He's going to run off. Please find the crystal skull. Bruno, the security guard, is patrolling around somewhere. You should talk to him as well. I'll be in my office if you find anything. Oh, bye. If I try and talk to him while he's running away, it's just like, I'm a little busy. Speak to Bruno. Oh, bye. Yeah, okay. Bruno, come here. Oh, he's off. Look at him go. Come on, come back. Now, I'll just get close and he'll stop. Okay, what have we got? The ticket I found in the museum is for some caves. Dr. Muchin talked to Bruno. Bruno, did see a van outside last night. The windows were blacked out, which I thought was suspicious. Here's a number plate. Oh, I'll have that number plate. MC09839. MC09839. Little note there. Now, he is going to keep saying that forever. So, well, not forever, because I want the player to obviously come back. I want them to make sure they've got that number plate. So if we look at the chart, we can see here, he's going to say number plate, and he's going to try and add a journal entry. He's just going to keep looping. And it's going to also go down here to put the number plate into the computer. Once I have, it will come back out, and then he'll say, I've got nothing else to say. Okay. All right, okay, we've got two clues. We've got our ticket for the caves, which he says he knows where it is, and we've got the number plate. Let's go and take them back. I've realised that these sort of devlogs are huge spoilers. If anyone's thinking of playing the map, I mean, you're going to know what to do. So we've got the caves down there. Let's go and get the number plate. Okay, we've got our number plate. Let's put it in the computer number plate database. Vans register warehouse 12 down in St. Catherine's Docks. Okay, now we've got 2 places to choose from. I've still got my ticket. Where should we go first? Let's go off to the docks. That's the quickest way to do it because you need the light in the caves. Off we go. Warehouse. Cool. Right, warehouse 11. No. So there's not much we can do here the first time we visit. We can't get in there. We can't get in here. If players get stuck, they can use the old trigger hotspot particles and they'll see, there's something I can do there. Players do want to look around though, because around the corner, we can see that the lantern has fallen off. It's down here. I'm going to have that. Hotspot highlights have been turned off. I did that and I've got a lantern. Cool. Okay. What's my journal saying now? The ticket I found in the museums to the caves. Yeah, we know that. I still need to get into warehouse 12. Maybe there's a way in from one of the other warehouses. If I had something to cut through that wire fence. Okay, so the journal really does give you hints that sort of like literally telling you what to do. Because if you are stuck, that's what the journal's for. Really, you should play it without the journal. It's just if you get stuck, that's what it's for. Okay, so I've got my ticket for the caves and I've got my lantern. Let's go off. Let's go off to the caves. Here we are. Car park. I might make a car, put a car in the car park. Maybe we could hide something in the boot. Let's go and try the door. Door doesn't open. And the journal updated. So we now have door to caves is locked. I have to look around to see if anyone can help me. Now on that map, or our chart, here I am down here. I've tried to open the cave door and we've added 10. Had I spoken to the person first, it wouldn't have added that entry. Because if you've spoken to her first, you already know she's there, so you don't need to be told to look for her. Okay. Right, where is she? She's in here anyway. She's in the shop. There she is, Brenda. Brenda's in the shop. Hello? Right, yeah. Hi there. If you want to go in the caves, you'll need to show me a ticket. Updated the journal. Get a ticket. Okay, fine. I'll show you the ticket. Also need a light source. Unfortunately, I'm sold out. I'm waiting on delivery. Okay, it took our ticket. If we show her the light, doesn't take her light. I've unlocked the cave door for you. Cool, thank you. Let's go in the cave. Off we go. Aha, it's a bit dark. Let's use our light. Now, obviously, I know where the item is, so I'm just going to go and pick it up straight away. So you can look around the cave. There's nothing with the iron door at the back yet. I'll probably add a little entry. If the player finds this, it'll add an entry sort of like, I wonder what's with that iron door at the back of the caves. Let's go and pick up the crowbar. Well, I say crowbar. It is a stick. It's a crowbar now. Okay. Still need to get into warehouse 12. Something to cut the wire. Okay, no problem. Crowbar could be useful for opening something that is jammed. This means I haven't tried to open my office door yet. If I had tried to open my office door, it would have said I can use the crowbar on my office door. But to keep it easy for the player, we're still saying I have an odd job at the office. It may be good for. So we're still literally telling the player where to go. Go to the office. Okay. We know we don't have wire cutters. But if we find anything that can cut wire, and they're literally called wire cutters, that's going to be a pretty big clue. We'll go back to the warehouse. For now, let's go home. There we are, that's home. Off we go. And we've got our crowbar. Let's just unjam this door. I think crowbar says it's... Did it say it's good for... Probably no good on something that's locked. Right, so if any of the doors say this is locked, that's just something so the player doesn't keep checking. I mean, they probably will anyway, but it's only for something that's jammed, not for something that's locked. That got it open. Yeah, haha. Okay, let's turn the light on so I can see. Right, here we are. Let's pick up the wire cutters. So that dinging sound is pretty annoying, which is why I put in an option to turn it off. All we've got is one clue. That's it. We've boiled it all the way down now to one. There's only one thing to do, and that is get into warehouse 12. If I had something to cut through that wire fence, I could get into warehouse 13. I mean, it's a wire fence. and I am holding wire cutters. Pretty simple. For this first map, we're keeping the clues pretty simple. Let's go off to the warehouse. I mean, it's obviously simple for me because I made it, so I know exactly what everything does. It's very easy when you're making a map like this to think, oh, this is very logical, it makes complete sense. And then everyone else is just like, what on earth were you thinking? How's anyone supposed to work that out? Right. The wire fence is quite flimsy, but I don't think I can break it with my bare hands. Oh, sorry, I've got wakas. And then we've got some information. Info. Look straight down at the floor and press sneak to crawl. Press jump to stop crawling. The bottom of the fence was weak enough to cut through. Okay, journal. Time to check out warehouse 13. We'll probably change that to something else, maybe. In we go. We're in. And we've taught the player about the crawling mechanic, so we can use that a bit more now. Right, what we need to do is get up onto that ledge so we can jump across. The player doesn't know that, though. I haven't really decided what the puzzles are going to be in here. I think we've got a couple of rooms at the back, so they're going to come in here maybe, find an item or something, a key or a password. They're going to come upstairs, and they can look in here. This will be the crane control room. We've got the crane there, but we can't get through. We can't get out. But the player might see. We can turn the light on. At the moment, the lights aren't connected. They don't do anything. Turn the light on. The player might see that vent up there. So they keep exploring. They might notice that one. Most people will probably open it and go, oh, hello, there's something in there. There's a vent there. There's a vent there. Okay. How can I get up to that? Then I think they'll probably quite quickly decide that they can't. But they know they can crawl because they just had to crawl to get in here. So then they'll see this and they might, I'm hoping they'll be sensible enough to go, hang on, this is pretty simple to jump up. I mean, the journal's not updating anymore. So we could have a journal entry saying, those vents look suspicious. So we're in. We can crawl through and jump out the other side. Okay, we're in. And and on this side we've got a door. Oh, perfect. We can go through now. Okay. So we've turned the power on. I'm probably going to put some block displays. In fact, I'm going to make this out of block displays, and I'll put some barrier blocks. Because at the moment, the player could just jump over and jump through that gap. So I'm going to build this up so the player can't. And then the idea is they're going to turn the crane on because they've got power in there. And this thing here will go chunk, chunk, chunk and maybe slide out there. I'll take that one down. In fact, we don't need that one. Let's go and get it now. We don't need you. You'll be gone. There we go. This will slide out and then the player can come out and they'll be able to walk around here. They'll be able to jump across and look around. Eventually they'll find that the window is broken. They'll be able to get into warehouse 12. Is warehouse 12? Yeah. And I think, just to be sneaky, I'm going to hide something up here. I don't know what. Make the player look around. Put something, I have no idea what. Maybe something they need inside the warehouse. And that's as far as I've got. So I'm not sure what to do now. We've got to get puzzles in there. I've got a pretty rough idea of what we're going to do in there. What we're going to do in actual warehouse 12. I think this is where they find a load of boxes and there's a shipping label or something. Oh, there's water in here, isn't there? Maybe they find a shipping label and it says this was shipped from Peru. Since we're doing the Crystal Skull, we might as well do Peru because one was found in Belize in Peru. Actually, the one in the British Museum was found in an antique shop in Paris, not Peru. But it doesn't matter. It's a story. Who cares? It doesn't have to be completely correct as long as we're having fun. Yeah, so they'll find a shipping label. It'll say new location unlocked. They'll travel out. I'll probably put a little lever here so they can just get out the door that way rather than have to faff around. So they'll come out. They won't get that message because they won't be in creative. They'll come along here and they'll click on the map, but instead of it being a map of London, it will now be a world map, and the world map will show London and a dot down in Peru, and they can fly down in Peru. And then in Peru, they can go around 5 or 6 different locations, do some more stuff, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. Okay, where are we now? let's stay in the warehouse because when I finish recording, this is where I'm going to be playing around doing a bit more stuff. So I'll get myself back inside. Okay, I think that is pretty much everything I've done. Ooh, one thing I am going to add to my puzzle dependency chart, or well, my game chart now, is I'm going to add the trigger unstuck. Now I'm going to assume when you go to an area, it changes it to default, but it would be pretty nice if I had little things like one of these. This is telling me when I add and remove things from the journal. This has been very helpful for keeping track of the journal, because the journal entries are literally like that. It's just a list of entries. So thinking, oh, when did I add 12? When did I have 11? Do I need to take 9 and 8 away, or is it 7? And now I've only got 16 entries, and that was confusing enough. As soon as I put them on here, very easy to keep track of what's being added and when. Much easier. So I'm going to do the same for the unstuck things as well, so they'll be added on there somewhere. Cool. Okay, that is... Where am I? There I am. That is progress on chapter 1. Getting close to the end of chapter 1. I say almost done. I only put that because then it says chapter 1 almost done. And I kind of like the sound of it. There's still quite a bit more to do. I wonder if I can get it finished by next week. Who knows? Anyway, devlog over. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.